So lastly, the biggest thing on college football, and then you could, if you want to talk about something else, is Deion Sanders.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you want me to grab at it first, or would you like to go?
Yeah. You can lead off.
So I'm very conflicted on this thing. I've always loved Prime. I grew up loving Prime because of my dad, Cowboys. I love his play. I love his style. All the documentaries I've watched on like college football, everyone has talked about Deion Sanders. Every documentary you talk about, Deion Sanders, very respected, always has a voice, is always like that person that everyone respects. Probably one of the best, probably the best athlete of all time, in my opinion, to do. You have Bo Jackson, but as well as multiple sports at a high level. And I love it, right? I'm conflicted with this. I'm conflicted with my sports brain and then my being black, right? Brain as well that I have, right? And I think that the reason why people have such an issue, in my opinion, is that it's not about money. You take money out of it. I think they were saying like he was giving up half of his money to the college, right? His salary. I think that's what I saw. His salary, he was getting paid $300,000, and half of that he was donating back to the college, right, to put into facilities, whatever it may be, right? Now, I'm conflicted with this. I don't believe the job is done, and I believe the problem that people have is that he's leaving too early. If you were to be there for 4 to 5 years, you can't say anything. You could say, Deion, you've been there 4 to 5 years. You've made your impact. What else can you? Like, he doesn't owe. Right now, he doesn't owe anyone anything. But you can't owe anyone at that point. I just believe my take on it is that he's leaving way too early. The job's not done. And what I mean by this is, yes, for Jackson State, you put Jackson State on the map. I didn't even know Jackson State existed. I'm not going to lie to you.
No, yeah,
and the amount of fame that he brought through, celebrities, recruits, making the facilities better. I mean, he has to look at this. Just a couple of weeks ago, he was being called out for not being swag. And then a couple of weeks later, he leaves and goes to Power 5. So how does that look? Now, again, he doesn't owe anyone anything he doesn't owe not a soul. But when I look at the impact of the conference, of SWAC, what he was doing. Now, one HBCU player was drafted in last draft, right? He made that be known. We saw that on all – that would have been head news. No one would have put that on headlines. He put that out there. We need to have a combine. He put it out there. We should be on TV. You're seeing the HBCUs on TV now. You're seeing celebrities at these things. You're seeing these stadiums packed out. There's sellout crowds now during this time. He's bringing the top recruits to the college. Now, what does that do for SWAC? With him leaving, I think in a year we see a demise. Everything he built is coming down because he left too early. That's the only thing that I can't fuck with. I just like he did leave early. I don't think he's chasing the money. I think he's chasing the opportunity. By all means. Yeah. Yep. Go get that opportunity. I can't be mad at you. If I ever come across him, I'm not going to hate him. I'm not going to think he turns back on our people for going for an opportunity. I just am fearful of what he's already done, what he's put into place for that conference. Now, you left too early. I hope that they can keep it up. I hope the rest of the SWAC coaches keep it up to be like, Deion gave us a blueprint. Let's keep it. Exactly. We're not Deion. Deion's the guy. Deion brought all this stuff in. Deion brought money. Deion brought athletes wanting to reconsider where they were going in basketball and in football and multiple sports, right? All across sports. So that's where I have my problem. He doesn't owe no one anything. But I truly think that in a couple years, these are the things I said that we'll see go away. Like everything that he's put in place. First, TV support. We won't see HBCUs on TV anymore. For what? Why? What? At what play? The fan support, he had alumni coming out there. Even on documentaries that you watch on YouTube, alumni were saying, I haven't been here in years. I'm happy that Jack State's finally on the map. Yeah, fan support amongst all those, right? That's endowments. That's giving money back to the college, helping the college survive. Celebrities, recruitments of all types. I mean, he brought in the top defensive back. All those guys are leaving. They're all leaving with him. His sons, everything he's implemented, everyone is completely – I'm out of here. I'm following Deion, or they're transferring other places. We're seeing that all the people that were committed to Jackson State are leaving. And that's going to happen across the board for all these teams. For a player that was like, oh, I'm drafted. I'm getting recruited by these D1 schools, like Temple, these little schools. You know what? I'm going to go make a name in the HBCU realm, and I could be the player on my team. I can't possibly play for Jackson State, I could play for Bethune-Cookman. I could play for Howard
Yeah.
University. I could play for these schools and make a name for myself. So that's where I'm like, I just think you left too early, Bron. That's it. That's my only gripe.
Yeah, and I think, we talked about this before. Like, we've been keeping up with it, all the rumors that have came through. And it's almost like, what was your goal? What was your ultimate goal? Like you said, I'm never going to doubt any man or woman for going after a better opportunity. It is more money. It's a Power 5 school. It's almost, again, this was a Colorado team that was probably the worst team in Division I football this year. Like, maybe it's a competitive thing. Like, I want to turn this thing around. But, I mean, you're completely right. I think he even said in his meeting with the team, like, yo, I'm bringing my own luggage. I'm bringing my own fucking guys with me.
About that.
I fucking listen. I'm talking to a room. I loved it. I loved his entire speech. If people have problems with it, they can go sit the fuck down, because I'm looking at, and not for nothing against these kids, they can blow me out in football and probably any other sport any day of the week. But they were the worst team in college football last year. So guess what? I'm bringing my guys in. I'm not handing over the starting jobs, but if they're better than you, you're gone. I fucking love it. He wants to win. And I don't think he's only talking about kids that he's bringing over from Jackson State. He's saying this recruiting process now at Colorado is going to completely change. You guys might have chose this school because it was the closest to your house, because it was the only Pac-12 offer that you had. No. Dudes are going to want to play for Deion Sanders all around the country. When you get that call or that email from Nick Saban, from Brian Kelly at LSU, from Kirby Smart at Georgia, from Ryan Day at Ohio State, now it's Deion Sanders at Colorado. You're going to see this program change around quickly. I love to see it. So I love it. It's prime. He came in there. He's never going to change. He's not going to apologize. So that I like, that he came in there. We're going to do things. We're going to do it my way. Mm-hmm. I fucking love that.
I think that when I saw that, right, this is another point that I have, that this could be the quickest turnaround we see in a team. I didn't look at their schedule, but the first game was against Nebraska. So Will Compton was like, hey, man, we gotta come for prime, right? Yeah. So I think that we can see the quickest turnaround like that. I mean, this is still Power 5. This is still gonna say, okay, we can I think for prime it goes, we can give you credit for what you did in college football for coming in first time, right? Mm-hmm. It still wasn't Power 5. Let's see what you can do now. There's no higher level of, besides you still play whatever, you make the championship. You're going to play against these guys. Let's see if you can truly coach at this level now. It's not high school. This isn't D3. This isn't HBCU. This isn't the SWAC. This is big time Power 5 football, right? I think we can see a turnaround. I think we're going to see some recruits, of course, go there. Exactly. Already, the quarterback that was at Colorado is opening his portal. He's going to look for somewhere else to go. But also, personally, I don't think Deion has a lot to prove. I think his son, Shador, who is the starting quarterback right now for Jackson State, him going now to Power 5 school, he could have went. His son was already at Auburn, I believe.
I think,
quarterback, and then transferred there, right? So it's like, I know he could, or no, it wasn't. It was South Carolina. I know that he can ball. I've seen his video. He can ball. This quarterback, let's fucking see, Shador, if you can hold up to playing big time football and big time plays, and let's see what you could do. It's different. Yeah. It's SWAC, and now coaching, okay, you can get away with, but playing in SWAC and playing in Power 5, two different things, baby.
Yeah, it's better athletes, it's bigger crowds, it's
faster.
Yeah, exactly. But listen, I think even now with Colorado in the Pac-12, USC and UCLA in the coming years are going to be leaving the Pac-12. So that conference is going to be wide open. It's going to be interesting to see if he can grab hold of it.
I'm excited. I'm not going to lie.
I am too. I can't wait.
I am excited. What was the school called again?
What school?
What was where's he going? Where's Deion going again?
Colorado.
There it is.
I think they were like 1-11 this year and dead last in almost every statistical count. I mean, they were as bad as you can be.
It was funny. I saw on Facebook that the quarterback that's actually there right now, he's like, oh, this is about to be a blessing. I get to have the greatest coach of all time.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And again, maybe, I think a lot of these dudes are going to stay, and it's time to put your helmet on and fucking battle. I think that's what he's going to bring.
People were talking about this schedule, right? Like, I mean, not the schedule, the what he brings to that culture of like HBCU, how it's turned up, it's all these things. You probably won't see that at Colorado. No matter what, that's something that's only at HBCU, brother. I want to bring up their schedule to see what their schedule looks like going next year. Freak. Oh, there it goes right there. So they have. Oh, they actually go TCU. There it is. That's gonna be. There it is, baby, right there, right? That's gonna tell you TCU's coming off a year. Now they're coming back with some guys. The first two games are gonna be like, let's see what the year he's gonna have. TCU, Nebraska, Colorado State, Arizona, Oregon, Stanford. Let's see what you can do against Stanford. Let's see what you can do with UC. The rest of his schedule is fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean
Stanford,
the Pac-12,
USC, Oregon, UCLA, Utah, and then Washington State.
Yeah.
Still a rough schedule.
Yeah, it's definitely a rough schedule. I like how they open up with two pretty tough, because Nebraska now is going to be a completely different team with Matt Rule there. So you're right. Let's see what they got.
Comp was like, he's like, shit, I might have to go start going into recruitment and going into some rooms to slide some kids some paper.
Yeah.
The thing is, next year, stick to my thing about taking into consideration the NIL deals. That teams are going to have to start thinking about that. We got to start playing these. We got to start bringing some NIL deals in to get these recruits. Because Prime needs to do that. Prime did bring it in, right? His big thing was the wide receivers and guys. You guys, this is my biggest thing I loved from him. The wide receiver guys, he was like, you'll get your NIL deals later. You'll get that from the seasons. Right now, I'm worried about my big guys up front. All the NIL deals, I make sure they get it first. Because they don't have the star player. He brought Chevy there or whatever, or Ford, whoever it was. So
and that's how you're supposed to. I think that's how you build, a good football team. Build it from within, and then back out. So doing it in the trenches. 100%. He knows what he's doing. He's fucking incredibly smart dude. He's got the swag. I'm pumped to see how he does.
And this is why I say he doesn't own one thing. He legit lost 2 toes at fucking at Jet State. He don't own nobody's shit, bro.
Yeah,
like, 2 toes.
Exactly.
Like, all right, man. Anything else left on college football?
No, I think we hit it all. Just get me to the playoff.